Alright, hello. Here we are again, with slightly less apprehension. It's been a couple days. Let's do part 2. Let's also do part final. This is going to be the last one. I have now done... Well, this will now be the second one. This is a tier list of all the Chobani flavors, as suggested, the new ones, by the Discord I'm in. By a select number of codenamed people. I'm going to give it one more go, because I do not want to kill the joke. I think that doing 2 is a nice number. It adds a little bit of flavor for a sequel, but I'm not going to overdo it. Obviously, you can make your own if you want. I will send you... I technically did make some cards for the ones beyond 300. I think we're up to like 334 suggestions. We're not going to worry about that. Right now, we just have the next 150 that I have to get through, and then that's going to be it. I do not think I added any repeats this time. I was pretty thorough. Okay. So, for a quick re-summary of what all the tier lists are, like the tiers themselves. S is for scrumptious. This is something that I would genuinely enjoy. I know I would enjoy, and I would absolutely eat it. A for good idea. I just think that sounds like a good idea. I'm very confident that it would be good. Not 100% confident, but I think it's a pretty good idea. B is a would try. I'm not 100% confident it would be good, but there's a very reasonable chance it could be. It could go either way. C is not for me. This is where I know it's not a flavor I would enjoy. Maybe somebody else would, but also it leans towards a bad idea. D is for gross. It's a bad idea. Don't do it. F is for kill it with fire. Just don't do it. G is for Asterix finest. This is the worst of the worst. And finally, Q is inconclusive. I am slightly less exasperated today. I'm sure by the end of the tier list, I will return to being exasperated. Without any further ado, let's begin with 151 through 300, starting with 151, the Voros twins. I gotta be very honest with you. I have no clue who they are. The person who recommended this has made several references to them, and I don't know who they are. This is a perfect example of me being terminally offline when it comes to social media, so I just don't know. They look like 2 white guys with blonde hair. They look like, who are they again? The fucking, the brothers, you know, the annoying, the Paul brothers. The Logan Paul, the Jake Paul brothers. They look like clones of them. They might have been from the same mother or possibly the same fertilized zygote. I'm going to just put them in inconclusive. I don't know whether or not they're annoying. My annoying sensors are tingling. I think they're probably annoying. But for all I know, maybe they're sweethearts. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to put them in inconclusive. It's a good place to start. I think that's fine. I don't know what their yogurt would taste like. That said, strawberries that don't grow unless you water them with the blood of people killed unjustly. They started getting a lot more specific. I don't really know if this is for me. I don't know if I have to be the one who kills them unjustly or not. I'm not sure if that's a requisite. I don't think it is, because I'm really just buying this yogurt. I don't think I'm forging all of these myself. Would I try this? No. No, in fact, it's like actually terrible. This is a kill it with fire. Maybe I'm too much of a softie. I don't want to kill someone unjustly just to get a fucking little yogurt tube. How much do you get? When you kill someone unjustly, how much yogurt do you produce? Do you produce enough to feed, like, a lot of people? Or just, like, one? Is it the 1 yogurt cup? Is it 1 yogurt cup per person killed unjustly? I don't know. Either way, I don't think it's good. This is like the trolley problem, but a nightmare. No thanks. Bulldog flavor. I personally suggested cup noodles somewhere down the list. By the way, I guess I should mention that in the first 150, a lot of people were not actually in it because a lot of the initial 150 that I did were between like a couple different people. So I'm actually on here. You can see one of mine, Gamer Girl Bathwater, way down there. We'll get to that. But yeah, everyone should be on here now. I don't think anyone new posted within 300 to 330, whatever. So this should be everyone who has ever posted in the yogurt channel. The yogurt channel. Yeah, Bulldog. I don't know if I really want the strict soy sauce flavoring, but the spice would add a lot to the sweetness. I think that's a would try. I think that Bulldog is rather spicy. It's like, it's not the most spicy thing in the world. Obviously, it's just pack ramen. I'll give it a try. I just think the flavor wouldn't be as good in this case. It'd be a little too salty. I don't know. I'm willing to give it a try. Paper. Just paper. I mean, it'd be inoffensive. You can eat paper. I've chewed on paper before. Have I told you I stim by chewing on things? I'm gonna say that it's kind of gross, though. Depending on, like, if it's just little paper shavings, then it's just plain yogurt with weird paper shavings. It's as if when you were making your yogurt, instead of peeling off the lid, like the little thing, like a Neanderthal, you just take your fingers and you shove the lid of the yogurt into the yogurt. The little peel label, not like actually a plastic label. That'll come later as well. I think plastic is on here. Yeah, it's just gross. I don't want to eat that. Kombucha. This, I actually think, is a good idea. I'm not the biggest fan of kombucha. Kombucha. It's very, very sour and bitter. And if you get it unsweetened, it's kind of, it's kind of a taste. It's got a strong taste of it. Strong taste of vinegary. But with the sweetness of a yogurt, with the tartness of a yogurt, I think that there's something that you can add there. If you add like a good amount of sugar, kombucha is actually pretty refreshing. And I think it only adds to the gut biome quality of yogurt. So I think that's a good idea. I don't know if it'd be scrumptious. I just think it's a good idea. Tartar sauce. That's a perfect example of not for me. No thanks. I do not like tartar sauce. It's less offensive than the ketchup and the mustard and the mayo condiments for me. I could scrape off tartar sauce from something that had it on it and probably be okay. Whereas something with like ketchup on it, I'm just like, oh god, that just ruined it. It's starting to scrape off. Oh boy, we're running the gambit here, aren't we? Because we have now cigarette flavor. I don't want to kill that with fire, because that's the equivalent of lighting a cigarette, which produces smoke, which I don't feel like smelling, even though I'm kind of nostalgic for cigarette smoke. A lot of people in my family smoked growing up. I'm just going to put that in asterisk's finest. I don't want to eat a cigarette. When I was a little bab, when I was like 1 year old, somehow I got into my mother's purse and I ate a cigarette. And that was one of the catalysts that caused her to quit smoking. So, you know, I've already tried just the cigarette, and I probably didn't like it very much. But, yeah, I don't think... It's just you're smoking a cigarette, and you go to lay it on the counter, or lay it like wherever you need the ashtray, and your finger slips and it just falls in your yogurt instead. You quickly pull it out, but the fucking damage has already been done. There's now just cigarette gunk in your yogurt. You just have to eat around it or eat with it, and it's just no. Communion wafers and wine consecrated by a Catholic priest. This sounds like a bit of a like just a bit of a process. Do you actually get the Catholic priest attached to the yogurt? When you pull it out of the yogurt aisle or the dairy aisle, is there just a Catholic priest in there freezing inside of the refrigerator? I don't know. Maybe it was pre-communion. It's kind of like how you can buy holy water that was pre-blessed by a priest. I actually think this is scrumptious. The Catholic priest part's a little bit weird, but wafers, that's a little bit of a crunch, a little bit of a nice, solid crunch. And wine, like I said on the previous tier list, I think that adds a little bit to the fruitiness, a little bit of the sour and the bitterness. I think that's a great idea. I actually think that sounds really good. I don't really need this for communion, but everything else about it sounds good. And completely unintentionally, I did not set these up, but I have, in fact, laid one out in every single category. This is not going to be consistent. We are going to probably put more stuff into the bottom tiers. Purple. Purple is my favorite color. It's actually not, though. I think it's a good idea. Purple food I think of is like eggplant, grape, juice. Just grape is what I think of when I think of the color purple. And if you add grape to yogurt, that sounds pretty good. You know, I don't know if I've ever had a grape flavored yogurt. Grape is more traditionally very reserved for like juices and like liquidy as opposed to the gelatin or like the real slurry of a yogurt. But I'd be willing to try that. I really like grapes. Grapes are awesome. So that sounds like a good idea to me. Positive ions. Ions that have been positively charged. I gotta be honest. I'm willing to try this because I don't think it's going to taste like anything. I don't think our sense of taste is refined enough to be able to tell the difference between a yogurt that has its ions more positively charged than not versus like more negative. I just don't think it matters. There has to be like a zillion ions inside your yogurt already, and I'm assuming many of them are positively charged. I don't know, unless that's... I don't know much. There goes the education again. Don't worry about it. Trout. If you want to hear me hyper-focus, hyper-explain Earthbound lore, I can do it. This is a reference to Earthbound. There is a section of the game where you lose Paula, and in order to get Paula back, you have to get a trout-flavored yogurt-making machine. A yogurt machine that only makes trout-flavored yogurt. You need this so you can get into the Monotony building, and then you go through it and you rescue Paula. Great. Problem. You need to invest in Apple Kid so that he will make the trout-flavored yogurt. But when you invest in Apple Kid and he makes the trout-flavored yogurt making machine, he decides to send it to you via I don't care economic shipping or something like that. And what ultimately ends up happening is the person comes up to you and they say, hey, I got you your trout-flavored yogurt machine, except I didn't. Because I don't care, and I left it in the desert somewhere, so you're just going to have to go get it. Fuck you. And he leaves. So then you go into the desert, and you find out that it has fallen inside of a hole in the desert that has a bunch of monkeys in it, which you then do a giant trade sequence chain in order to get to the very bottom where you can finally get the trout-flavored yogurt machine. Trout-flavored yogurt sounds really gross. I did it simply for the bit. I only have myself to blame for the long explanation because, you know, I'm the one who put it on there. Oh god, how do I pronounce this? Mollart? It has the little accent above the E. This is a brand of alcohol that is common to the Chicago region. It's treated as a bit of a hazing type of drink for people from the region. I don't know why, but going off of the flavor profiles mentioned, it didn't sound fantastic. But for the purposes of yogurt, I think pretty much any alcohol on its own is at least a would try. I'm unfamiliar with the flavors. I don't think I need to put inconclusive, but I think most alcoholic flavors would give a little something to yogurt. Oh boy. So this is whoever the fuck Chie Sakonaka is. This person heard me say Chie Satonaka a couple different times in the previous video. And they thought I was saying Sakanaka, so they put Sakanaka. Now when I made the card, I put on Chie Satonaka, but then to the left of them is a character named Sakonaka. So I don't know who they're referring to. They're either referring to the meat gum girl, or they're referring to this lady. This lady with gray hair. Either way, I think that is gross, because it's either Chie Satonaka, who is made entirely of meat, or it's an old lady. So I'm gonna put that in not for me. Lifeblood from Hollow Knight. The sound effects when you collect lifeblood in Hollow Knight, they're like squishy, but they're also like they're guttural. They're very it looks delicious. They look delicious. They sound delicious. They sound squishy and juicy and just very fruity and good. It probably tastes like bugs, but I'm gonna put it in scrumptious anyway because, you know, the hollow bug likes them. WD-40. I'm very glad it's not tap and die. I'm very glad no one has seen the bit from King of the Hill, so nobody immediately suggested tap and die. I was suggested to, I was tempted to put tap and die, but if I did that, that would be more paint. So I'm kind of glad I didn't. Anyway, this is absolutely a asterisk finest. Do not ingest WD-40. Do not ingest it in any way, shape, or form. It's not something that is good for you to ingest. That's all I'm going to say about that. Steel I-beams. It's just steel. I guess you can do it. There's that one guy who ate an entire plane. It took him a while. I guess you can eat metal. I don't know if they had something specific. Some kind of like specific attribute that allowed them to consume metal. I certainly don't possess it. Have I swallowed a coin before? No, not to my recollection. I don't think I have. I know that there are some kids who have. I've probably met some kids who have. I don't have a core memory of kids swallowing coins. I just don't like the idea. They're kind of gross. And I think an entire steel I-beam flavored yogurt is just not very appetizing. I'm going to kill that with fire. Which you can, in fact, melt the I-beams with fire. Nintendo Switch 2 game cartridge. That's going to be inconclusive. Due to the concept of the Nintendo Switch 2 game cartridge being entirely just a key code for the game that you just download online, which is fucking stupid, by the way. I don't know if the game cartridge is if they even bothered making it something that you don't want to swallow. I don't know if they put some kind of coating on it to make it taste nasty. Because who's going to eat the fucking cartridge? There's nothing on it. It's just a code. So for all I know, Nintendo has just gotten to the point where they're like, well, you know, if your kids actually eat it, that's on you. We don't care. I'm just putting that in inconclusive. I don't want... No. I don't know if it actually tastes nasty. I'm assuming it does, but I could be wrong. I will simply have to put a Nintendo Switch 2 game cartridge into my mouth at a later point in time when the system is out and when it is actually affordable. It's not going to be affordable. Dirty Baja Blast. I have never had a dirty Baja Blast. I know that this is an offering from Taco Bell. I have had a regular Baja Blast. It was very disappointing. It was very mediocre. A dirty Baja Blast is probably not that much different, were I to guess. But I would simply put that in a would try. I don't know if it's a good idea. I would assume it is. I think it would be a very sugary yogurt. I think the fact that it is liquid would probably make it kind of gross. But also could just be flavored around the Baja Blast. Kind of like those Jolly Rancher flavored yogurts that exist. Or the Starburst flavored yogurts. In which case, it's probably just a sugar nightmare intended for kids. But not for me. Right glove. Specifically, the glove for your right hand. I don't want this. It's either made of leather, it's made of latex, or it's made of some other material that is non-edible. I think that's pretty gross. I don't want it to taste like a glove. It either tastes like the places it's been, or it tastes like the manufacturing plant it was made. And I don't want either. Every single flavor below combined. Oh, right. There's somebody who suggested every single flavor above combined. These are Gating Asterisk's finest. Too many cooks in the kitchen times infinity. These are absolutely, without question, the worst flavors. It either combines literal poison with other flavors that do not go together, or it's just going to kill you. It's going to taste like nothing. Something is going to power through all of it, and it's just going to kill you. It's probably going to be Paris Green, let's be honest here. But this is every flavor below it, and I don't remember where the buck stopped. I'm just going to assume that it stopped in a very bad place, so it's Asterisk's finest. Doll Girl. Now this, I was uncertain of what was referred to. Is it the anime Doll Girl? Is it a literal doll that is designed after a girl? Or is it a literal human being who is doll-coded? I don't think I know. I'm gonna put that in gross because none of those sound appealing. Well, hang on. No, because hypothetically, doll girls don't. They just taste like porcelain, I guess. Or maybe some other fabric, maybe plastic. I don't know. You'd have to know the doll girl in order to get something out of it, I think. If it was just, like, doll flavored, but you don't know who the doll is, it's like, I don't know. Like, right? It's just like, you're not getting anything out of it. You're not getting the emotional meaning behind it. If that's what you're looking for in a flavor. I just don't think that there's really anything to be gained. If it's... Unless you know. If you know which doll flavored that yogurt, and you're happy about that, then it's probably just gross. Pink Post-it notes. Specifically, very specifically, pink Post-it notes. I don't know why specifically pink Post-it notes, but specifically pink Post-it notes. That's gross. I remember, I have a vivid memory of as a kid, of having this, like, sheet of Post-it note type paper that was edible. And you draw on it with edible ink, right? And we got it from, like, the cheap, from a dollar store. I think it was on the way to the shore. And instead of writing a bunch of cool notes and then just eating them, and be like, oh, I ate that note I left. We made like one or two and then we just ate them. Because as a kid, if something sweet is presented to you, you just eat it before it gets taken away from you for whatever reason it's taken away from you. Like, oh no, you've had too many sweets. No, I just ate them. Just ate them. You gotta eat them nice and fast. So yummy, I'd eat it. This was a response. This is also, I think, this person's only response in the entire list. It's the only one. It is just the phrase, yummy, I'd eat it, which was in response to another suggestion. And I'm not going to be telling you what that suggestion was, but it is just the concept of yummy, I'd eat it, and as a result, I put on the book, be careful what you wish for. Or something like that. I don't remember. Or no, I used use your imagination. That's what it was. Yeah. So I'm gonna put that in good idea because of what the suggestion was. Astroglide, in parentheses, official collab. This is anal lubricant. Some of them are flavored. And I think Astroglide is one of the ones that has flavored yogurt. Well, okay. No, it doesn't have flavored yogurt, but it does have flavored lube. So, yeah, all right, yeah, we'll go. I don't know, maybe they have flavored yogurt. I should go ask. Baby food. No. The thing about pureed baby food is that there's a limit. There is food that is processed to be very standard, very not healthy, but it's processed to be very safe and simple. It's non-perishable for a long time. Baby food is processed to be nutrient-rich, but incredibly unappetizing. I swear that is their goal. It's not good, okay? You can eat baby food. But there is a reason that baby food tastes the way it does. And it's not because you hate your baby. It's because your baby's taste buds are a certain way, and this is just something that they will eat. And they will be fine with it. And it will be nutrient-rich without adding a bunch of bullshit that they should be eating. It's not good. Right, it's not good. It's pureed fruit and veggies, and usually it's usually veggies, and it tastes like a Slurpee of crap. And I do not want that in a yogurt form, because baby food might as well already be a yogurt. No thanks. Cheese Squigglies from the edutainment video game Putt Putt Saves the Zoo. Yeah, that's going right up to scrumptious. Thank you, me. What a great suggestion. I don't know what those cheese squigglies taste like, but I know they're delicious. The intensity with which Putt-Putts ask for some cheese squigglies, please, it's heart-wrenching. You have to guess that they would be scrumptious, just simply based on that. The cheese flavoring with the yogurt might be a little odd, but I think it will add a satisfying crunch to the yogurt. Especially if it's plain yogurt. If it's like sweet yogurt, maybe it wouldn't go as great with the cheese squigglies. But if it's just like a plain yogurt with cheese squigglies, like, you know, mashed in, I think there's a little something there. I think there's really something there. Especially if those cheese squigglies are not just like normal-ass cheese doodles. That's probably what they taste like. But maybe there's a little something to them that I don't know. And maybe that means it deserves to be an inconclusive, but I'm not a coward. I'm going to put it in scrumptious. Baja Blast 0. Sugar. 0 sugar. Gotta be honest, I really don't like Baja Blast when it has sugar. I don't think I want it when it doesn't have sugar. So I'm probably going to put that in not for me. High Quat. Somebody suggested low quat. I don't know what high quat means. I don't even remember what low quat means. I made this a couple days ago and looked it up. I just have no fucking clue what this could possibly taste like. It looks like a chemical. It probably tastes like a chemical. Probably kill it with fire. And maybe the fumes will be fumigated and put me out of my misery. Edible paint. Edible paint, of course. Well, at least it's edible this time. At least they specified that it was edible. And I looked it up, and edible paint exists. Do you know why edible paint exists? It's because you have babies, and it's cute when a baby paints. So you give them, like, finger paint that they stick their little fingies in, and then they draw on the painting, and then they'll lick their fingers because they're a baby. And it's edible. It's not toxic. Maybe it's not the best tasting, but it's non-toxic. Would I try this? I gotta admit, I'm kind of curious what edible paint tastes like. This is the same thing as that edible paper I was talking about earlier. It's probably just like sweet nothing. It's just like a little bit of sugar just waxed into this form. I'm assuming edible paint is very similar. It might actually just be very yogurt-esque. Maybe it's flavored like the color. So like the blue one is like a fake blueberry flavor or a blue raspberry flavor. But probably not, because blue raspberry is a flavor that's not allowed to exist for some reason. Everything that's blue raspberry is incredibly rare, or it gets converted into something else, or if it's blue, it's grape. It's very rude. Huh. Neosporin. I remember having Neosporin for the first time, not eating it, but applying it. When I got, like, a bad, annoying... Oh, no, I remember when I first had Neosporin. Okay. So I was running around in the basement as a little kid with way too much energy because I had unmedicated ADHD that I'm still unmedicated for. Don't worry about that. Can you tell I'm really talking very fast? Don't worry about that. So Neosporin, right? I had to put it on a scar I made for myself because I was running in the basement and I fell into the corner. How do I describe this? All right, you know, I'm going to pull up paint. See if I can't make like a drawing of this. So I want you to imagine that I was running around the basement and there's like this. There's like this, like little landing area that exists. Right, you know just in a 3D space. There's a landing that looks like this, and then the stairs go up this way. But imagine I actually properly accounted for... Oh, that looks okay. You kind of understand. So, you go up the stairs to the basement like this. You climb up the stairs, yada, yada, yada. I was running around here, because you can just loop around, yeah. And then I fell. And I fell, so my head hit this right here. And that hurt. That hurt a lot, because the corner there is very sharp, and it was wood. Now it's carpeted, but it was wood, and that jammed me right between my nose. So like, the bridge of my nose where my glasses rest, that's where it hit me. And I started bleeding pretty bad. I was crying, and I was sad, and I was miserable. Had to go to the ER, and that was the longest ER visit of my fucking life. It took like 6 hours to get anything done. It was miserable. I was young at the time. I was probably like 9 or 8 or maybe even 7. I think I was pretty damn young. And then I had to get stitches, and it was like still hurting. And then Neosporin was applied to the bridge of my nose. And it was like God had descended and poked me and said, "Child, you are a restless little bastard. Stop running around. Now here's some Neosporin for the bridge of your nose." "Wow, thanks, God. Also, you're a woman." "What?" "Oh, don't worry about that. You'll figure that out years later." And then he left. And it took me a little long to realize what he meant by that. Anyway, Neosporin's great. I don't know if I want to eat it. After all that. I don't know if I want to eat it. It's kind of a greasy feeling application, but it feels so good. I don't know. Does it smell that good? Not really. It's really just it feels good on cuts and scrapes and shit like that. You know, I love Neosporin. I forever am a fan of it. Would I try it? Maybe out of sheer love for it, I would give it a try. I don't think I would like it, but I would at least be willing to try Neosporin flavored yogurt. Just out of my pure dedication for how it helped me in a time of need. Now, you know what hasn't helped me in my time of need is the Declaration of Independence. Maybe it has. I don't think it really has been helping me lately. It's pretty nice, some of the things on there. Some of the things on there are not as nice. I don't know if I want to eat Declaration of Independence flavored yogurt. It either tastes like the year it was made, which is 300 years old, or it tastes like freedom. Which, when I described a VTuber graduating, that also tasted like freedom, and I said that was scrumptious. So maybe I should say it's scrumptious? I don't know. I'm going to put that in inconclusive. I don't want to think about that. Oregon. Just the state of Oregon. Yeah, we're going to put that with Kill with Fire. Yeah, there's not so many great things going on in Oregon at the moment. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Oh god, what does that say? Stonyfield Organic Strawberry. Oh right, somebody decided to be funny, and for new Chobani yogurt flavors, they decided to put a bunch of different flavors of the other yogurt varieties. I mean, so they're just other flavors of yogurt stolen by Chobani. I mean, yeah, they're good ideas because it's just Chobani stealing flavor. I don't know if that's a good idea. That's kind of lazy, but I'd try it because it's just other yogurt varieties. All flavors above combined. Yeah, that's going in Asterisk's finest. After those 150, that's eating the Paris green. That's eating all the other garbage that I had to go through. Plus some things on here as well. No, that's bottom of garbage tier. Who's sanitizer? What the fuck is this? What is this? What I was referring to earlier? High quat. Oh, this is quat sanitizer. I think that's what that says. It's really hard for me to read. It's sanitizer. No. Kill it with fire. Be careful if you kill it with fire. It might be flammable. Probably isn't. Tuna. Albacore. No, I think that's pretty... That's along the same lines as trout-flavored yogurt. Except in this case, it's tuna-flavored yogurt. It's like the same thing. It's pretty gross. A yeast infection yogurt. No, I really don't want that. No, that's Asterisk's finest. Rust. I'm hilarious. But also, the very first result when you put in Rust with nothing else is the video game title screen for the video game Rust. And if you can believe it, that's probably more disgusting than eating actual Rust, Asterisk's finest. Water from a bottle that hasn't been cleaned in a while. Oh, nice. So, gangrene. Bacteria flavored yogurt. I guess yogurt kind of already has a bunch of healthy biome bacteria in it, huh? But this is from a water bottle that hasn't been cleaned in a while, so that sounds like bad bacteria. And you really don't want to mix bad bacteria with the good bacteria, so that's Asterisk's finest. That's 3 bad ones in a row. Granny's homemade barbecue sauce. Now this one also deserves an explanation. So there was a post someone made during COVID. They were going through a very rough time because of COVID, as many people were. In order to make ends meet, they decided to make several foods to be sold. And after, I believe it was, one food went well and one food didn't go so well. So they decided to try barbecue sandwiches. And they used their granny's homemade barbecue sauce in order to make these sandwiches. And there's 2 things that's wrong here, okay? Number 1 is the thing that's, I think, less egregious somehow. It's that they made it in their bathtub. Now, historically, there have been foods that have been made in people's bathtubs. That's usually where alcohol was made during whatever the fuck it was called. The period in the 1930s where you could not purchase, or 1920s. It was, what was the name of it? Why can't I think of it? It is currently almost 4 in the morning. Give me a sec. I'm gonna think of it right as I type it. Prohibition. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. During Prohibition, people made alcohol in bathtubs and other surfaces and shit like that. Yeah. The thing is, alcohol as the name implies, is, you know, it can be a bit of a bacteria biome, but alcohol, like, kills a lot of bacteria. Even like the liquor type, especially the hard liquor that people were making back then, like the moonshine and shit. Homemade barbecue sauce in your bathtub. I really hope you deep clean that thing. Anyway, that's not even the big problem here. The actual big problem is the price. Listed on the post, one sandwich, $5. Okay, all right. 2 sandwiches, $11. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. 3 sandwiches, $25. There's a bit of a problem here. They're not priced like you're getting a bargain. And you know, sometimes you get nonsense like Pokemon, where you can buy the one version for $60. But if you get both versions, you can get them for 120.01. It's like, I think it's $59.99 for one version of Pokemon, and for both versions of Pokemon, it's $119.99. So for the privilege of buying both versions of Scarlet and Violet, you have to pay an extra penny. So obviously it's I mean, it doesn't matter, but for this homemade barbecue sauce, that's more than a 1 penny difference. That is a scale, right? That's a slope that's on the upswing. The more you buy. Now, usually when you buy yogurt, you can get it in solo packs, but more likely, at least how I buy yogurt, I get them in packs of 6. I don't even want to know what a 6-pack of, like, sandwich-flavored yogurt would be. Of this homemade barbecue sauce. The Granny's homemade barbecue sauce yogurt. So, like, buying an individual yogurt would probably be, like, maybe, I don't know, $1. But then, once you get the 6-pack of this shit, you're probably ramping out the price of a fucking small mortgage. So, I don't know if this is exactly for me. I don't think this is for anybody. I just think it's kind of gross. Maybe the bathtub is fine. Maybe I've spent too long in this one. I'm just going to put it in gross and leave it at that. You'll play vanilla. I mean, you'll play vanilla. I'd try it. You know. Wires. No. I've chewed on wires before. Have I mentioned that I stim by chewing on things? I try not to anymore. I really do. I really try not to. No. Communism. Communism. Goodness. Yeah, it is goodness. Yeah, it sounds scrumptious, comrade. Bloodborne PC port. Let it happen. God, let it happen. I was playing some From Software games today. I was able to play with my friend due to seamless co-op. You know. Imagine if Bloodborne was online and you could seamless co-op it. Honestly, just imagine if they were all like nice PC port with a seamless co-op option. Hell yeah. Seamless co-op for From Software games adds so much fun to the overall quality of the game. More From Software games should be multiplayer. That might be a hot take. I like the solo experience. I really do. But when I'm like, you know, playing a long tier game, I want it to either be like a, you know, I just like having multiplayer as an option. Okay, I don't think having multiplayer as an option hurts as long as it's not, you know, a super problem. Anyway, that's not the point. It's not the point. It's the fact that it's a PC port as opposed to locked forever on the sad PlayStation. That's scrumptious. That's a reality I want to exist in. Durian. I would certainly try it. That is a very stinky fruit, but the smell is a little bit overstated. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. I would try a durian-flavored yogurt. That's a little bit out there in terms of yogurt flavors, but I'm sure it exists. So, yeah. Activia Peach. Honestly, not one of my favorite Activia flavors. My favorite is strawberry banana. I like the strawberry banana, and I wish it combined with some other yogurt flavors. You know what sucks? I think strawberry banana in the 6-pack combines with just strawberry, and it's like, what? Why? Why couldn't you have grabbed wild cherry or the blueberry so you have a different flavor profile? Instead, you just have strawberry and strawberry with banana in it. Whatever, it still would try, absolutely. I'm not putting that in good idea because the idea is a little silly. Sea salt and seawater. Well, you had me with the sea salt, but then you added seawater. This is going to be a little too salty, I think. I would try it. But this starts to get into what I said earlier with the water yogurt tasting pretty bad. Hopefully the sea salt is to a higher degree than the seawater itself. But, you know, yeah. Maybe it doesn't actually taste like traditional seawater, though. Maybe it tastes like the seawater drink that you can get from Sonic, which is what I get sometimes. It kind of tastes like a Sprite, but just a little bit saltier, kind of. If that makes any sense. I've gotten it several times. It's pretty refreshing, actually. I quite like it. Saltpeter. Alright, I need to... Can you eat saltpeter? Is this toxic? I think this is toxic. Found naturally in various places like caves, soils, and rocks. It's known for its cool, salty taste. Key ingredient in gunpowder, including food preservation, fertilizer, and the production of explosives and fireworks. Oh, it's used for meat curing. Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking of something else. Alright, that's fine. That's edible. I think that is something I would try. You know what? That's a good idea. That goes along with the salt from earlier, but it's a little different. I think it's... You know what? Maybe that's... I don't know. I don't know the difference, other than the fact that it grows in a cave, so I don't know the flavor profile there. I think it's a good idea. Either way. I think it sounds pretty good. This is not a good idea, though. This is fertilizer. I don't know which brand of fertilizer is being referenced. I don't care. That's poison. That's Asterisk's finest. Effectively, it's poison. You don't eat fertilizer. It says right on the freaking bag when you're, like, spraying it on your lawn. Hey, by the way, Fivehead, don't ingest this, please. No. Cumless girl. Just a girl who's unable to come. Or does not currently... Yeah, I don't know, maybe they're frustrated. That's unfortunate. Not for me, though, I mean. Not a problem. Left sock! Just the left sock, not the right sock. I specifically noted. And you see them crossing, you're like, hey, wait a minute. That's the right sock. It's crossing under. No. It's their left sock from their perspective, which is crossing under. Otherwise, it would be their left sock would be on our right, but our left is where their sock is because they're crossing under. Yeah, just had to point that out. I added the check mark and the X mark for added convenience. This is gross. No. Nubby's Number Factory. I am going to have to put this in inconclusive. I have not seen anything about Nubby yet. I assumed when I first heard of it that it was some kind of AR horror game that people were playing. That, like, it starts off cutesy and innocent, and then it just spirals into Nightmare Fuel. I thought it was like, but not like maybe that whole Nightmare Fuel angle. Somewhere along the lines of that phone call game, like the call line for Fae and other mystical creatures, or more like a Hypnospace Outlaw. But no, it sounds like it's a roguelike, except with ball bouncing. So it's kind of like Balatro, but it's Nubby. That is my understanding of what Nubby is. I have not played it. It is not really a game that interests me, but I think I'm going to have to simply put inconclusive, because a lot of people really like it a lot. And I don't know. I'm not going to try and rank what a Nubby-flavored yogurt would taste like. Maybe there's a hot reference I'm missing. Maybe Nubby likes a specific flavor, and that's what Nubby-flavored yogurt would taste like. And me saying Nubby-flavored anything out loud just makes me sound like Tubby Custard. It's like Nubby Custard. No, thanks. How do you pronounce this yogurt again? Because it looks to me like a slur. Like I'm trying to read that, but that looks like a slur. Yogurt varieties. The hell is that called? You know, it should be yogurt brands. No, that really just... how do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce this? Listen, that's mine, yes, but I still don't want to say it on YouTube, okay? How do you pronounce this? Alright, hold up. Alright, hold up. Faye? That is nowhere close to how I expected it. Faye honey yogurt. Yeah, I tried that. I just wanted to know how to pronounce that. Faye honey yogurt. According to Google. That could be wrong. Oh no, I can't. Garum? Is that what that says? Oh god. You know what? Hold up. Give me a sec. Oh, that actually makes it way easier to read. Why haven't I done this before? Garum. Garum. How do you... Whatever, it doesn't matter. Garum. What was this again? This is why I should have done this the day I set this list up. Oh, that's garoon. I need garum. Is a fermented fish sauce of ancient Roman origin, known for its strong umami flavor and use as a flavoring agent in various dishes. Oh! It was essentially a liquid condiment, a type of ketchup of the gods. Oh, wow. That sounds like you picked out, quite possibly, Rosa Death. No thanks. Oh, that sounds absolutely rancid. That might be a kill it with fire. That's not for me, Chief. Absolutely. That, you know, I feel bad about putting this in gross. Because I know that there are some people who probably enjoy fish-flavored yogurt. I just think it's gross. I'm not going to put that in not for me because I just think that that is genuinely awful. But maybe garum is, like, somehow better. Because it's, like, a condiment instead. So it's supposed to have that strong flavor. So maybe it goes along with the yogurt. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's for me. It does not sound like it's for me at all. Dog oil. Speaking of not for me. I didn't know what was meant here by dog oil. I don't know if this is a dog pressed into an oil. Or if it means oil that you rub on a dog, like medicinally, or for other reasons, or for topical use. Or if it's literally just dog oil. Like oil of a dog. Either way, that is kill it with fire territory. I don't want either in my mouth. The way metal tastes when you have an iron deficiency. I gotta be honest, Chief. I ate a lot of red meat growing up. I did not have an iron deficiency. I had an iron surplus. Last blood test I went through, I think I was over. I was definitely over on my LDI cholesterol, whatever the hell it is, the low cholesterol, the bad shit. So I think my iron is just fine. this concept is a little difficult for me to parse. Not certain. I'm going to probably put this in not for me, because this is not something I've experienced. I can understand that there would be some satisfaction. Maybe it's like why dogs eat, the hell is it? Sawdust for the fiber, because their fiber is deficient. Or like my dog who eats sawdust because it likes the taste of sawdust. I'm just going to say that's not for me. Gamer Girl bathwater. It's just, listen. All right, listen. If it's fresh, it's still bad because it's the filth that they were swimming in, now watered down with bathwater. Get it fresh from their skin. That's a weird sentence, but the water, because bath water it's gotta be the most disgusting temperature because it's like lukewarm. It's like warm, but it's like lukewarm. So you aren't killing anything. It's just festering, perfect bacteria growth temperature. It's perfect. It wants to grow in that bath water, and you just know. You just know it. That no, thanks. Paint again. Just paint again. Add a row below. Yeah. Okay. This is going to be. It's gonna be a cool. What color haven't I used yet? How about black? How about straight black so you can't even read it? You don't even need to read it. There is no name for this tier. This tier is nameless. You're going in homeless tier. You don't deserve a home paint again. You don't deserve an active thought. So if I see paint one more fucking time, it's going down there. All right. Toilet bowl algae. No. Why did I put that on there? No. No. I put that on there before I had to think about it. Now I have to think about it. And the concept of it entering my mouth hole. And it's not good. It's not very good. Dan and strawberry. Yes. Sure. Girlless cum. This is different from a cumless girl. This is cum that is without a girl being involved. Sure. I mean, don't shoot the messenger, okay? Tarragon. Me. I love tarragon. Tarragon is the secret ingredient to a lot of great dishes. I think it adds a very strong, tasty flavor. I mean, maybe that's wrong. Maybe it's not strong. It's subtle. Tarragon adds a nice flavor. I'm very bad at describing flavors. Funny that I made a list all about describing flavors, but ignore that. I think tarragon is great. I would certainly give this a try. I don't think it's a great idea. I don't think sprinkling random herbs into your honey or your yogurt is really gonna do much, depending on the herb. But I'd certainly give it a try. I think you could sprinkle random stuff from your spice rack into your yogurt and not ruin it, at least. I'd still be able to probably finish the yogurt, but I don't think it adds the same kind of impact and punch as just salt or like one of the peppers would. I don't know. Sure, I'd give it a try. Maybe basil would be more my speed, but I think tarragon is fun. I'd try it. McDonald's Sprite. I have a very different perspective to McDonald's Sprite than the rest of the world. There seems to be this select group that gets this wonderful flavor of Sprite that only comes from McDonald's. That just hits way different than all other soda varieties. When you get Sprite from McDonald's, For some reason, it just hits harder than anywhere else that you get Sprite. I have not had this experience. Let me tell you what my experience is getting Sprite. My experience getting Sprite is that it tastes like the machine was recently cleaned, and they decided to serve me Sprite while the machine was being cleaned with cleaning solution added. I think that might have been cleaning solution Sprite. That's how I would describe it. And this was not an isolated incident, let me be clear. I had it once, and then I was so flummoxed by the flavor that was hitting my mouth that I just got it a second time. I was just like, surely that was a one-off weird instant. I just want some Sprite right now. I drank it. I'm like, oh no, that's just what it tastes like. I don't think they were the same location either. I'm pretty sure they were two different locations. So maybe I just got horrendously unlucky. But I don't think McDonald's Sprite is quite good. I would say that it is pretty gross for me personally. This is ultimately my tier list of my opinions. So if I'm unable to get good Sprite, maybe that's a skill issue. Maybe that's just a faulting on my part. Maybe New Jersey Sprite just hits the wrong way, and everywhere else it hits correctly. But for my experience, it was gross. I don't think it killed me. I mean, I'm still here, so it didn't kill me. I don't think it caused any lasting harm. I think I tried it, and then I just dumped it out. I'm like, this is gross. Maybe I tried to take like a couple sips of it out of sheer stupid shock that it would even remotely taste the way it did. Yeah, it's gross. No thanks. That taste you have in the morning when you wake up and need to brush your teeth. That's called halitosis, and it's pretty gross. If that's what your yogurt tastes like, maybe adding toothpaste would be a valuable solution, as was suggested on the previous tier list. New pack smell. This is interesting, all right? So when you crack a pack and you get that new pack smell, you get those new cards, it's very satisfying. It is a very satisfying smell. I don't know how that translates to taste. I have not cracked a booster pack and just immediately started shoving the cards in my mouth. I don't think anyone has done that. Well, no, I'm sure plenty of people have done that. Just imagine that, right? You crack open a booster pack. You don't even look at the cards. You just start crumpling them up and you just toss them in your mouth. You don't even look at them. You don't even look at them. How cool do you have to be to not even care what the contents of your pack are and you just eat them, right? That has to be one of the craziest power moves you could ever make with a pack of like Magic the Gathering cards, right? You just open it, you just eat them. But new pack smell lasts for a while, so you probably can look at the cards first and decide whether or not you want to eat it. I would try this. I'm curious what shredded up booster cards would taste like. I don't know if them being new really changes anything. I guess them being new means that they aren't covered in fingerprints. But yeah. Band-Aids. If they are used Band-Aids, this might just be the grossest thing to imagine for me. I need you to understand, I hate Band-Aids. I hate them. I do not like them. I need them because I'm currently going through some bodily changes right now. And if I brush my stuff against stuff, it hurts, okay? So I need to use bandages until I can get like a training bra or something like that, okay? It's just part of the trade of what I'm going through. I accept it. It's fine. I don't like Band-Aids. I don't like them. I don't like bandages. They are sticky. They get stuff on them. It is the ickiest ick that I have, probably. I hate them. I have gone through the majority of my life. I have probably applied a Band-Aid to my skin for cuts maybe 10 times ever. And usually those are after getting a shot, so I don't apply them. I don't know how many times I've self-applied a bandage. Maybe once. Maybe once. I fucking hate Band-Aids. If they're a fresh pack of bandages in my yogurt, gross. If they are used Band-Aids, that would also need its own tier. It's worse than something that kills me because it causes psychic damage. I'm gonna put that in asterisk fines for even making me think of that. Awful. Absolutely horrid. Also, stickers. Stickers are better than Band-Aids, but they'd also be an asterisk finest. That's another thing. Massive ick for me. 100 trillion%. I hate them. The funny thing is, I'm fine with like sticky foods. I'm fine with sticky things in general. I'm okay with that. It's specifically like bandages and stickers that fuck with me. I don't know why. I could not tell you. Some inner turmoil of the childhood just makes me absolutely... Oh, no. You know media that, like, hyper-exaggerates autistic, like breakdowns, like those moments where an autistic character is just, like, they start to panic and hyperventilate and they go crazy. You know that shit? That happens to people. That's a thing, you know, anxiety attacks, panic attacks, stuff like that. Where they're overstimulated and they start to panic a little bit. You know that? I actually think that you could trigger that honest reaction to me with Band-Aids and stickers. I think it could happen. I don't want to go through that, so I'm going to put that in asterisk finest. Ew. Gross. Charcoal. Charcoal is in foods. This is a thing. Charcoal is also the flavor of a marshmallow after you've set it into the fire for a long enough period of time. Charcoal is also the flavor of steak if you burn it, and other foods. I think this is at least a would try. I have a high tolerance for food that is burnt. There are people who will eat food that's like burnt, and it's not for them. It's really gross. For me, it's fine. I can tolerate a high amount of burnt food. It's like how you can tolerate a lot of spice. I can tolerate a lot of burnt. I don't love it, but I can tolerate it. I think that's from growing up with a father who religiously burned the shit out of steaks and stuff like that. He made it very, very well done because he didn't want to be sick. He probably had some traumatic incident. I don't know. I never really asked. I never figured out why. But probably some foodborne illness, and then from then on decided to cook the crap out of his steaks. And I've had some of those before, and they're fine. You know what? As much as that sounds like, oh no, that ruins the quality of a steak, it's fine. Yes, it's better when it's bloody, when it's red, but you can still eat it, and I still think it's fine. I actually really like it when it's for like a sandwich. I prefer it to be like a little bit better. It gives it a little bit of a nice char. It adds to the flavor. When it's by itself, I prefer it to be red meat. But yeah, I would have charcoal flavoring in a yogurt. I think that's fine. So long as it's not like a crazy amount of charcoal flavoring. Of course, you know what I just realized? No, this can't be a would try. This is a trick. This has to be not for me. Right. Someone told me about this. A friend told me about this. Charcoal interacts very poorly with estrogen or Spiro. One of those. It reacts very poorly. You're not supposed to eat it. So those like black burger buns and stuff like that, food with like a high charcoal thing, you're not supposed to eat them. It interacts very poorly. So almost got me. I'm not allowed to eat those anymore, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't care. Onion and cilantro. I am not someone who has the thing where cilantro tastes like soap, so I think this would be a would try. Not sure really how onions would go with yogurt. It feels like a bit of a discordant flavor. But the cilantro sounds neat. Yeah, I'll give it a try. Hair. Hair is asterisk. Yeah. No, that's asterisk finest. No, thanks. Boy, we're getting a lot of real bad ones today. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, no, I don't want hair in my yogurt. I'm bothered by my own hair getting in food. I'm like, oh, shit, my hair got in there again. God damn it. Someone else's hair being in yogurt. Imagine you just open yogurt and there's just a bunch of hair in it. That's like a horror movie. That's something you'd see in a Japanese horror movie. Like the sink is clogged with hair and you turn around and there's just some hairy woman and she goes, "Hey, how's it going?" And you go, "Wow, you have a lot of hair." Yeah, it's bad. It's late. The 0.01% of germs that hand sanitizer can't get. You're gonna just have to kill those with fire. It's the only way to get rid of them. Just burn the yogurt. So just leave it. Just leave it. You know, if hand sanitizer can't get it, it's fucked. It probably tastes like hand sanitizer. They probably tried to burn it with hand sanitizer, and that's the stuff that got left over. So it's probably yogurt flavored with hand sanitizer, flavored with whatever the germs are that survived. So I'm assuming... How do you extract the 0.01% of germs without just killing germs with hand sanitizer? That's what... It just tastes like hand sanitizer. No thanks. Nope. It's not going to hurt you. I just don't want to eat that. No thanks. Lotion. Ew. No, that's just gross. Lotion has a good scent usually. Maybe it would be okay. I don't think that's a kill it with fire tier, but that's pretty bad. Tarantula. Remember Spider? Remember Spider from the previous list? Remember how I said it was gross because they're hairy little bastards? Even though I love them, they're little freaks who are... They have a lot of texture nightmare going on. Well, imagine a much bigger variant of that. Imagine a much hairier, even larger variant of spider. So you just get more spider per serving. She asked for spiders. Yeah, that's G for sure. Beef stroganoff. I slipped this in there, of course. I'm a big fan of beef stroganoff. It's my favorite food. Should have been the first sign I was a girl, because boys don't know it, and I certainly know how to make a beef stroganoff. It's delicious. I think that's only a would try, though. That feels like a Chie Satanaka yogurt. So that's going in would try. Seed oils. Sure. Yeah, that's a would try. That sounds kind of gross. I don't know if that's 100% for me. It's just a very fatty yogurt. It's a yogurt you eat if you're on keto and you really just want to get your meal in the most unhealthy but quickest way possible. You just douse the fucking thing in seed oil. No thanks. The shirt you haven't worn in 3 years. Thank you for this, May. Mildew is a wonderful flavor. I think mildew is already on here. So this is literally just mildew plus shirt residue. Asterisk finest, no thanks. Roasted carrot. A little bit sweeter than carrot is normally. Roast, you get some of that sweetness out of it. I think that's a would try. I think that's better than just straight up baby food. Baby food is like blended, probably roasted carrot as well. But I think just roasted carrot without all that other crap added to it, like baby food adds, I think would be fine. That's a would try. Sulfur. Can you consume sulfur? I don't actually know. I don't think you can. I think that's poison. I think... Can't... For bet... Oh, no. 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 Is sulfur edible? Yes, sulfur is edible in small amounts. It's naturally occurring element found in many foods, including eggs, meat, and vegetables. Oh. Excessive amounts of sulfur can be harmful. It can be used as pesticide or fertilizer. This sounds like elemental sulfur to me. So that's a kill it with fire. I don't think it would kill you. I think it might make you sick, but I don't think it would kill you. And if it was consumed in a small little yogurt can, maybe it wouldn't be that bad. But I just don't think it's that good. Mashed potato. This sounds like a prank. This sounds like you give somebody some yogurt, like, hey, try this yogurt. And you open it and you take a spoonful. You're like, wait a minute, that's not yogurt. That's mashed potatoes. It's literally just mashed potatoes. The thing about mashed potatoes, though, is the consistency is inherently different than yogurt. It's much thicker than yogurt. Yogurt's like... I've been saying all along how yogurt has, like, more of a thicker taste than, like, water and shit like that. It's more thicker in consistency and texture. But here, mashed potatoes is a step thicker than that. Unless you really mash the fuck out of it, you're gonna get, like, a little bit more chunkiness. It can be smooth. But, yeah, it's like a yogurt consistency. Now, if you're getting it that smooth, that's like what you would top a shepherd's pie with. So what I would want, here's what I want, right? I'd want like a shepherd's pie version of this. It has like carrots, peas, a little bit of beef, and like a mash over it. The only problem is I'd want this hot. I wouldn't want this chilled like a yogurt. But I would certainly try it. I think that there is potential. Not much potential, but some. Sewage. Just sewage. That's great. Asterix finest. Do I even need to say anything? No. Wakame. Is that Wakame? Hold up. Let's zoom in. Yeah, it's Wakame. I gotta be honest, I don't know what Wakame tastes like. That's going in inconclusive. The bean. Believe it or not, I've been to see the bean once in my life. And I can say with a firm and explicit, honest reaction, it was cool. I was whelmed, I suppose, but, it's the bean. This thing has had the touch of thousands of disease-riddled children, humans, and otherwise. It's probably been pissed on by wild animals. It's probably been climbed on and shit on by birds. It's been rained on with acid rain. It's been covered in dirt and other rubble and other shit. It's gone through its paces. I don't think I want to taste bean-flavored yogurt. There's a little too much going on there I don't want to taste. Do I think it would kill me? Probably not. It's just a little yogurt cup. How could that do? Maybe it could. Maybe depending on the number of things that have touched the bean. I don't know if it would be a microcosm or if it would be literally everything that has ever touched the bean just smashed together into that perfect yogurt cup that encapsulates the entire experience of visiting and seeing the bean. I hope if I eat yogurt that is flavored like the bean, though, it reflects me as I eat it, so I can think about what I'm doing. Petrichor. Petrichor is a wonderful smell. If you don't know what it is the smell that you smell after it has rained. It is a very specific trait of humans that is often undermentioned. More mentioned is the other two traits that we have, our extreme intelligence, sometimes, and our super stamina, because we sweat. We can have a lot of endurance, and we can run for a while. This is like the third thing that we do that's really fucking cool. It's the ability to smell petrichor. And that tells us that it is fertile land, which we can go find and do. We have a really, really sensitive, strong sense of smell for petrichor. That's something that is really, really cool about us as humans. And I think that I would be fascinated to try it. In fact, I'm going to put that in good idea. I don't know what petrichor would taste like. I don't know if it would taste like soil. If it's soil, it's a bad idea. But if it tastes as good as it smells, then fuck yeah, that's a great idea. That sounds awesome. I'm not going to put it up in scrumptious. I'm not 100% certain. I'm not 100% certain that it will taste like that. I'm leaving a little room for doubt. So it's just a good idea. Petrichor flavored deodorizers and shit like that, deodorant is popular, and that's also a very nice smell. Petrichor flavored candles, of course. You know, people have harnessed the scent of petrichor. If you can get it into a flavor, then yeah, I'm down for it. A gachapul flavored yogurt. Well, this is inconclusive, because this is going to vary wildly depending on what you gachapul. I think that gachapul yogurt, you know how I mentioned the grass-flavored bean, like the Bean Boozled bean on the previous one? A gachapul yogurt tastes like pretty much anything from the list. That's how I view it. I view your yogurt as tasting like anything from the list. It's a crapshoot. I recommend not eating it because there is more bad than good. But you could pull something good, so I have to kind of put it in inconclusive. You don't know until you pull, so yeah, you gotta try it. New car smell. Same thing as petrichor. It's really gonna depend. If it tastes like how a new car, like the leather shit, then it's bad. But if it tastes as good as it smells, then it's kind of good. I'm going to put it in gross, though. I think that this is just the flavor of you licking seat leather and other types of waxing that the car has gone through in order to smell and shine as good as possible. No thanks. Oh boy, we still have more to go, and it's 4:30. Not quite in the home stretch, but nearing it. Let's go. Caustic Lye. I think Caustic Lye is poisonous. Am I finally correct this time? Highly corrosive chemical substance. It's a strong base that reacts strongly with water, acids, and certain metals, releasing heat. It's commonly used in soap making, drain cleaning, and various industrial processes. Asterisk's finest. No, I do not want to consume that. I don't know if it'll even react with the yogurt, but the fact that it might, just the very thought of that is no from me, Chief. Kale. I gave a lot of respect to spinach flavored yogurt last time. I'm going to offer it the same here. I'm going to put it in would try as opposed to good idea, because I'm not as big a fan of kale as I am of spinach. Kale is better for you than spinach. It's basically just better spinach, but it tastes less good. I still think it tastes fine. I would certainly try it. Tallow. This could be like beef tallow, chicken tallow, just fat, just raw fat. Gross. No, I don't want that as a yogurt. That sounds like you just got a canister of tallow and you're eating it like yogurt. That's all I can think of. I know it's more like yogurt that's flavored like tallow. Maybe that's more for the cooking process. Like you add that to something. It's a less fatty version of tallow. Because you do add yogurt to different foods in order to like thicken it. It's like a substitute for sour cream. I know people can use it and other things. It does effectively the same thing. Yeah, you could use yogurt, and I guess you could use a yogurt that's flavored like tallow for that purpose. Maybe, I don't know. Succulent. Not the idea of something being scrumptious, but I am assuming they meant the flour. The succulent. It is a flower. It's non-edible. This flower variety, I don't think. It smells very strong. I don't think that's for me. I'm not a big fan of those, of the succulent flower smell. I'm a fan of some flower smells, not the biggest fan of others. I think that's not for me. I'm not adventurous enough to try that. I'm pretty adventurous, though. Monster Variety Pack. I was very upset searching this. I don't know why it wasn't the first thought that came to my mind, but I thought they meant like a Monster Girl Variety Pack. I don't know why that was my first thought that came to my mind. Instead of, like, you know, the drink monster. So, you know, I put both on there. Monster is gross. I find it to be thoroughly not a drink for me. If it was Monster Girls, I might be more willing to put that higher. But I'm just going to put that a not for me and wish that it had been about Monster Girls. The Primordial Soup. Why did I have this? It's because of the meme, right? My ass would have stayed in the Primordial Soup if I knew there was going to be days like this. Yeah, my ass would have stayed in the Primordial Soup if I knew I was going to be presented with Primordial Soup flavored yogurt. No, that tastes like too many cooks in the kitchen. But in this case, what that's referring to is the concept of a just a like a muck of DNA and other just no. It's just a muck of gross in like a muddy, awful format. No thanks. The Primordial Soup can go to hell. Fire Emblem Fates Revelations. Uh-oh. I have a very love-hate relationship with Fates. Okay, let me retry that. I have a hate-respect relationship with Fates. I think Fates is not the worst Fire Emblem game. That honor belongs to the original Gaiden. And it might be better than the original Fire Emblem. I think there are other Fire Emblem games I would say are worse than Fates. Those two coming to mind immediately. I think there's a lot of Fire Emblem games I would rather play over Fates. And let me tell you, there's a lot of Fire Emblem games I would rather play over Revelations. Conquest is the standout. It's the one that has the best gameplay, the best unit feel, the best maps, pretty much the best of everything. It feels like a completely different game from the other two. The other two are the Slogfest, which is Birthright, or Revelations, which is Donkey Kong Country 3 transposed into a Fire Emblem game. That is to say, every single level is a gimmick. Every single one. And they are very hit or miss. And most of the time, they are miss. There's some interesting aspects of the story. Overall, the story is bad. There's some interesting aspects of the characters. Overall, a lot of the characters are kind of cool. Some of them are stereotypes, and some of them are very bad stereotypes, and some of them are fine. Revelations is a game I have a lot of strong feelings towards that are negative, but I can respect it in some small quantities. I think that people who are fans of the Fire Emblem series should try Revelations. I do not think fans of Fire Emblem should try Birthright. That is a firm stance I will say. I think Birthright is the worst of the three. It is a slog. It's boring. There's nothing fun about it. It might have the best story of the three, which is funny. I think Conquest, ironically, might have the worst story of the three. Why on earth would you side with Nor? Why on earth would you side with Nor? The only reason they did that is just to have like the two sides. It's like it's literally like siding with Hitler. It's not, but the dude Garan. Look at him. Look at the guy. No, no. His name is Garan. It's like one letter away from Ganon. Okay. No. Yeah, Fates Revelations is the silly path that combines the two. It has the happiest ending technically. Except for the fact that, spoilers, it kills certain characters. They just die, they just go away, they don't get to exist. Rippin' pepperoni. I'm putting that in would try. I think people should try Revelations. I think there is some fun to be had in trying this game that is way too invested with gimmicks. But, you know, that's a would try. Candied ginger. That sounds delicious. I love ginger. Candy's great. Sounds scrumptious. Yeah, very simple, straightforward, to the point. Mildew. Also very simple, straightforward, to the point. In Asterisk's finest. It is potentially better than the shirt. This is a more mildewy flavor. There's a little bit more going on here, you know. You just get... Or, no, I mean, there's a less going on here. It's just straight mildew. At least with the shirt you haven't worn in 3 years, maybe there's a chance it hasn't gotten mildewed if it's been in a dry closet. Maybe it hasn't been eaten through with dust moths or whatever the fuck. Maybe it just tastes like a shirt that's like a little stale. This would maybe just taste like mildew, which is gross. Moss. Moss is just sad for me. You know, back when my name was my name, back before I changed to Rosa, you know, there were a lot of words that rhymed with my name, and Moss was one of them, and I liked that fact about my name. Unfortunately, Rosa does not have as many things that rhyme with it, so that's a little sad. But that said, moss is kind of gross. It's literally just... It's just plant and dirt and plant. It's gross. No thanks. There's something that feels better about the thought of eating grass. Like, you don't want to do it, but you can, like, chew on a grass thing and it's fine. The thought of doing the same thing with moss somehow feels worse. You know? It just feels like something that you don't want to do. Feathers. I have a very visceral reaction to the concept of feathers. I love feathers. They're very pretty. I wish I had feathers. I wish I was a flamingo and like a bird and stuff like that. But... Or like an owl. I'd be happy, I think. But I don't want to touch other feathers. I have been told countless times in my life that feathers are very gross. They are the droppings of birds who are covered with diseases, and you don't want to put them anywhere near your mouth. You don't want to get some kind of bird transition, or just some illness from a bird. No. I'm going to put that in, kill it with fire. This is probably what you have to do. You'd have to either super clean the feather or just not put it anywhere near your mouth. Corn leaf filament. If you don't know what this is, if you've ever shucked corn, it's all that filament nonsense that's inside the corn husk, alongside the corn. The stuff that you peel off the corn, or some of it gets off, you know. It's probably the healthiest part of the corn. I would not be surprised. Corn is not incredibly healthy for you. It's a vegetable, but there's like no nutritional there's nothing nutritional about corn. It's just crap. Would I try it? Sure. There's no reason why I shouldn't try it. You know. Wreckage from the Titanic. That's just a fascinating flavor, you know? Like, that's just ancient history. Do you think it tastes like it came from the bottom of the ocean? Like, when you get the cup, is it just crushed under the atmospheric pressure, and you just get this shredded, scrapped remains of a yogurt that has been super squeezed to the pressurized, like, dimensions of, like, a very flat, disc-shaped object with, like, a little scrapage of yogurt inside that didn't somehow evaporate into the ocean? Probably not. It probably just tastes like, you know, the wreckage of the Titanic, but it has the consistency of yogurt. Yeah, it's a little nebulous how this works. Even almost 270 items in, it's a little nebulous. I still don't know if Band-Aid shavings are a part of the yogurt or not, or if it just tastes like how a Band-Aid tastes. I don't know. Because yogurt is nebulous. You know, sometimes it has nothing in it. Sometimes it has fruit in the bottom, or it has some other fruit mixed in, you know. We stay silly here. Wreckage from the Titanic. I just think it's going to taste like crap. I just think it's going to taste... There's probably some kind of bacteria that lives down there, too. There's a lot of bacteria going on today. No thanks. Creek water. Either water from a creek, which needs to be boiled, or alcohol. There's an alcohol called creek water. I'm assuming that's what was being referred to, because there was other alcohol being referred to at the same time. I think I would try that. Again, all alcohol varieties, even if I don't know them, I think there is a little something to be said about adding it as a yogurt flavor. Chicken parm. I love me a good chicken parm. I included both options, whether the sandwich or you're referring to just the traditional pasta plate with some chicken parm over it. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Chicken parm is delicious. I don't know if I want it in a yogurt cup form. I like pizza cold. I don't think chicken parm would be... You know what? I'm going to put that in would try. Yeah, there's like 100 things in would try as opposed to not for me. Maybe I've just become more adventurous over the course of 150. Maybe my mind is collapsing in on itself. Whatever. A carrot left out in the sun for too long. I attached Banicula because when I searched for carrots left out in the sun for too long, a lot of them look white and like the life has been sucked out of them, and that's what Banicula did. It would chew on carrots and suck out the carrot. Like a little vampire. Have you seen what the stupid Banicula looks like in like the cartoon that was released semi-recently? It's stupid. That's not how I pictured Banicula at all. I just pictured a literal white hair rabbit with vampire teeth, which is way cooler than this weird bat thing. Because the whole point of Banicula, right, is that it's a rabbit that looks like a rabbit, acts like a rabbit, but then it just sucks the juices out of vegetables and it scares the dog. When you make it actually look like a vampire bat, you kind of take away from that, you know? It's like, parents, what are you doing? How don't you know that it's very clearly a bat? That story went places. I think the dog and Banicula wound up... No, I think the dog just wound up in the pound separate from Banicula. I don't even think Banicula was a part of that. I think Banicula did show up somehow. I'm gonna have to go reread Banicula. Alright, maybe that'll be the series I do next. Rosa reads Banicula. No. Anyway, gross. No. Hopefully it's not sick to eat that carrot. It won't make me sick, but it just sounds gross. Sounds like a stale, gross carrot. Nintendo Switch game cartridge again. I hate Discord's broken search function. One of the very first results I put in was Nintendo Switch game cartridge. And I got an X react on that. And I'm like, huh? Well, that's weird. Not many other people got an X react. I guess that suggestion was really bad. Then I looked into it more. I went up in the list when I was making this list. And then I said, oh, somebody else already suggested Nintendo Switch game cart. Well, that's weird. I'm pretty sure for all the answers I put in, which all came in after 150 entrants, that I typed them into the search bar and looked for them. Oh, but that's okay because they didn't show up. I hate Discord's search functionality. It is so specific or it's literally broken. It either doesn't work or you need to be hyper specific. I hate it. You type in something to Google or your search browser engine of choice, your DuckDuckGo, whatever the fuck, it'll come up, right? It'll probably come up in like the first couple results, if not the first result, because it understands what the fuck you're doing. It has like algo learning or whatever the fuck, and it goes, oh, well, typically when people type in Rust, the things they're looking for are either the video game or they're looking for literal Rust. Here, I type in Nintendo Switch game cartridge, and you know what? It didn't show up. I typed in Nintendo, didn't show up. And I'm like, oh, how about Switch? And then some other shit shows up, and it searches all the other fucking bar. It's bad. It's bad, all right? It's horrible. I hate Discord's search functionality. It doesn't fucking work. It's terrible. Asterix finest. Awful. I'm treating that as the Discord search functionality, which deserves to be an Asterix finest because it's that shit. LaCroix. I don't hate LaCroix. I gotta be honest. I'm inoffensed by LaCroix. I know it is some crappy vitamin water, and there's better varieties that you can get than this crappy metallic water. But it's fine, okay? It's just gonna taste like fizzy yogurt with maybe a slight metallic taste. Yeah, I'll give LaCroix that. It is the grand champion of somehow making the vitamin water taste the most metallic it can possibly taste without actually being gross. But for other people, it is very gross. I like vitamin water, or not vitamin water, carbonated water. Jeez. I like carbonated water. There are some varieties that I actually think are pretty good. I couldn't name them. I'm pretty bad at that. But there are good varieties out there, and I recommend looking into it. I think it's pretty worth it. It will enhance your drink cabinet without fucking over your diet or whatever you're doing with your life. I just don't try to drink soda anymore. It's not good for me, and it doesn't make me feel good to drink, so I just don't want to drink it. Meanwhile, this is a nice alternative. I like drinking things other than water. I like water. I love water. It's my favorite drink. It should be everyone's favorite drink. But if it's not your favorite drink, I totally understand. And LaCroix is not what you should be getting. You should be getting something better. You deserve to treat yourself, okay? I'm drinking water right now, as a matter of fact. Oh, God. What is your name? It's someone praying. Kanata praying and saying, please. Oh, right. Someone posted a gif of Kanata praying. So I put Kanata praying and saying, please. I don't know who Kanata is. She looks like a reputable girl, but I'm going to have to go inconclusive because I just don't know who this is. Look what? This is a fruit. I am also going to have to put that in inconclusive. I was thinking, like, for a second, have I seen LaCroix? No, I haven't. I have never tried this fruit before in my life. So it's going to have to go into inconclusive. I need to diversify my fruit portfolio, I think. Fireproof paper party streamers. Hyper specific, this. I don't know if this is toxic. I remember Silly String buying it as a kid. All of them had the warning label that they were toxic. Nowadays, when I see party string, I don't think it's toxic. I would go to the dentist, which was my aunt. I also have an aunt who's a dental hygienist. This was before my mom became a dental hygienist. And I really liked going to her. I was a problem child with the dentist. I didn't really like the dentist as a kid, as a young kid. But I was able to handle my aunt being the dentist because I knew her. And also because I got a cool goodie bag at the end of my dental visits. And included in those goodie bags, I loved it. It was the Silly String. It was that fucking shit that gets everywhere. My mother immediately told me never bring that shit in the house ever. Because, very fair, don't shoot it in the house. But I would just go around and just shoot it in the yard like a little bastard. It was great. It was awesome. I loved it. Amazing. Nowadays, I don't think... I'm sure it's still made, but I think it's made differently. I think it's probably produced like this fireproof crap that's like less silly. I don't know. It's been so long since I had Silly String. Can I get Silly String? Hold up. All right, now I need to look this up. I'm almost a little scared to look this up. My internet has been rat shit slow on my phone lately. No, don't do that. Don't do that. All right, just tell me if Silly String exists. The original Silly String. Pack of 12 for 30 bucks. That's really expensive. 24 pack for 66 bucks. Oh, wow. A free $6 upcharge. And 2 3-ounce large cans. Yep. It's silly string. Oh, here's the image I literally put on here. Fun party string. This is a 24 pack for 44 bucks. Cool. Non-flammable, by the way. I don't want to eat this. That sounds gross. It's probably also poisonous, but I'm assuming it's not actually poisonous because you're supposed to put it in the hands of kids. So I'm just going to say it's gross. I've smelled it before. Actually, you know what? It smells really bad. I'm going to kill that with fire. I don't care if it's non-flammable. I'll burn it anyway. I forgot how bad it smelled. Then I thought about it for a second. I got like the mental image. I tulped it in my head. No. Polly Pocket clothes. It's just plastic. No. Gross. Lunchables with lead. If you're unaware, Lunchables have the legal limit of lead in them. They just have lead in them. Like, the mineral. They have lead. I think Lunchables are really gross, but they are the legal limit, so they're Lunchables flavored. You know what it's going to be, that yogurt? It's going to be a variety pack, and it's going to be all the different Lunchable varieties. It's going to be, like, the sandwiches, which are real bad. Like, the cracker crap, it's just dry with that fake-ass bologna on it, and that barely tastes like anything American cheese. Kraft single slice. So that stuff is gross. It's going to be the pizza Lunchable one, which it's just going to be bad. It's going to be, like, pizza sauce with, like, some... No. And then, to top it all off, you get the nacho-flavored one, which I guess would be okay if you actually had some kind of dip to dip in your... I don't think you would eat the yogurt straight up, but maybe you dip chips into the yogurt. This all sounds gross. I don't want any of it. It's just bad. It's not going to kill me, but I'm not going to like it. Pizza. I like making pizza. I've been doing it an awful lot lately. Though it has been a couple weeks. I've determined that it is not possible to get the pizza dough I like, except from this one ShopRite. So I need to go there. And the only time where it's logical to go there is after work, and I've been not shopping after work for the past couple weeks. I've been taking some time out of my actual week to go do it. But I should go back to doing it during work days because it's easier to just waste time then. Anyway, yeah, pizza would be something I would try. I would try pizza-flavored yogurt. Pizza-flavored anything is like a novelty. That's definitely a novelty for yogurt I would try. Instant noodles, same deal. I think both have the potential to be something worthwhile. You'll notice a lot of mine tend towards the would try category other than my jokes selections. It's because these are things that I would legitimately try. I didn't suggest anything that was actually good. I just suggested things that I would be willing to try because I think they're neat. Frozen bee you warmed in your mouth. I don't know why people do this. This is a thing. I knew about this before this was even suggested. People take frozen bees on the ground and they warm them in their mouths. I remember seeing this in a cartoon. Like an old cartoon. People would just take bees and warm it in their mouth. What a disgusting, wretched concept. No. I am not a huge fan of wasps. Obviously, I think not many people are. I appreciate what they bring to the ecosystem. I appreciate what bees bring to the ecosystem. I don't want them stinging me. I'm a little baby for being stung. I've been stung pretty bad in some cases. Paper wasp got me really good when I was a kid. That fucking hurt really bad. Blew up my hand, too. Gross. Terrible. The concept of having it in my mouth, on my tongue, is horrid. That is a very bad thing I don't want to think about. Ground bees. Even worse. Not just one bee in your mouth. Multiple. Or the yogurt's flavored like grounded bees. So I didn't know what was meant here, whether this was bees grounded up like into like a paste, some kind of like a molding of bee pieces, or bees that specifically come from the ground. I'm assuming it's the former. Either way, that is no. I don't want to eat bees. It might be hip to do some things with bees. I don't think eating them is one of those things. Sponge. Kitchen sponge or ocean sponge? I don't think I want either. That's kill it with fire. I think both sound horrid. Goop. That's inconclusive. There's like 1,000 different varieties of goop. You could be talking about the pink shit you slather onto your walls as like a sealant against moisture. Or you could be talking about the pink stuff, which was botulism in a bag. Or you could be talking about slime goop, which kids play with, which is also inedible. Or just some kind of goopy, yogurty nonsense, which is kind of just already yogurt. So it's yogurt-flavored yogurt. I'm going to put that in inconclusive because there's just so many things that could taste like. I'm leaning very heavily towards that being bad, but maybe there's the shot that it's good. Maybe. Silicone. No. Just no. 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 Just no. Fingers. Just human fingers? Are there literal finger nubs in your yogurt? Is this Animal Farm? I guess, or it either tastes like how someone else's fingers taste that you don't know, that you've never met, or it literally has fingers inside of the yogurt. The pieces or literally entire digits. No, terrible. Oh, they are real bad today. Maybe my patience is just run entirely thin of this concept. I'm very glad that this will be the last one. I don't think I could handle a third one. I don't know if I have enough in me to handle a third one. Home stretch here. Wet food. Kill it with fire. I'm just going to put there and kill it with fire. It's technically edible. It's probably not going to make you sick. Probably. I don't want it. Growing up, we had neighbors who would eat dog biscuits. They just mentioned that they would just snack on dog biscuits. Don't know why they mentioned that. They did. And I saw this with my own eyes. They would just eat dog biscuits. They offered them to me, and for the smallest fraction of my childhood innocence, I considered the concept. I never did. I look back on that and go, you know, I'm really actually thankful I never tried it. Because I would have to live the rest of my life knowing I ate bacon-flavored dog biscuits. At least once in my life, and I don't think I want to do that. Wet dog food sounds even worse. Wet dog food, wet cat food, wet food in general of that variety is really bad. My cat used to get wet food, and it smelled horrid. But it was the only thing it wanted to eat. We got it dry food that it would occasionally chew on throughout the day, but it would actually be very happy about the wet food that we got it. So, you know, yeah, wet food, kill it with fire. Even if it just, you know. Ponut. I looked up ponuts because I didn't know what it was, and according to a Google search, it means pony in a donut. Just a My Little Pony in a donut. Well, don't kill it with fire because they're a sweet little pony. But I'm gonna put that in gross. Donut flavored yogurt sounds amazing. I would put that in S. Add the flavor of the pony to it, and you start to lose me a little. Especially if you start to add some of the pony's hair, which I'm assuming would also somehow make its way in there. No thanks. No, thank you. Blue. Blue flavor is fine. If it's blue raspberry, that's a scrumptious idea. I'm going to at least put that in good idea. I think purple is more prominently grape Blue flavor is like blue raspberry, blueberry. Sometimes also grape, which is stupid. The blue Tootsie Roll Pop pisses me off. Or, not Tootsie Roll. The blue, No, that is a Tootsie Roll Pop. That is correct. Yes. The blue Tootsie Roll Pop pisses me off because it's grape. It's still good, but I wish it was blue raspberry, but it's not. Blue raspberry things just don't get to exist. You get blue raspberry Jolly Ranchers, and they're sick as hell. You get occasionally blue raspberry things, but they're so uncommon. It's actually more common to get alcohol that's blue raspberry flavored. The previous list had that, you know. Vote to add more blue raspberry flavored things. Bread. What does all it say down there? Hold up. Hold up. What am I reading here? Bread. Oh, right. I remember this. I'm gonna answer that in a second. Let's go down the list first. Hold up. Let's not do that. Just in a sec. Okay. That is a separate concept. This wasn't technically suggested, but this calls back to a completely different bit channel. Let's start with bread. First off, bread flavored yogurt. Hell yeah. Bread is very tasty. It even has like a little bit of like that sugary flavor in it, especially like sweet bread. If this was monkey bread, this would be scrumptious. I'm at least going to put this in good idea. I think turning your yogurt into like bread, like adding bread to thicken it a little bit, sounds good. I'm cool with that. Hell yeah. Anyway, to explain the bit channel, I got distracted there, ADHD. There was a different bit channel called sandwich making. I forget exactly what it was called. What the fuck was it called? Sandwich prep? Something like that. It's going to be in the archive. Co-op sandwiches. That's what it was called. Right. So how the channel worked. This was actually a really fun bit channel. Somebody would say bread. And then an ingredient. Like of any kind. Just it starts with bread and then an ingredient. A second person would put a different ingredient. And then a third person would put a third and final ingredient and then bread. And the idea was, you've created a sandwich. But here's the kicker, right? You gotta do it with multiple people. You gotta create a sandwich together. It's co-op, which is fun. Like, you know, you're just tossing an ingredient. You start with bread, and you're like, you know, how about like a nice salami on there? Okay. Well, then the next person could put literally anything, and it would either make the sandwich better or ruin it. And then the third person could put something on there, and then bread, and, you know, either you have a shit-ass sandwich or you have something good. And it's all part of the fun. And sometimes you have people who forget to put bread or put other things that were not bread, and they, sometimes it's hard to play the bread game. It's very difficult to type the word bread, but that's fine. So, what happened was someone suggested bread. Then there were a couple different ingredients, and then somebody else said bread underneath of it, as a callback to the co-op sandwich. You know, that's what happened here. So them putting bread here is essentially not just bread, it's them selling the concept of what was combined. So let's do everything like on its own, and then we'll talk about what was combined. So what was combined into a sandwich? Tortilla chips, dill, and basil. All right, let's find each of those on the list and rank them. Tortilla chips. Let's run here. Oh yeah, they're right next to each other. Oh, sick. Okay, so tortilla chips. That's a great idea. I think crushed tortilla chips into yogurt sounds good. I think that I would want more than tortilla chips, but that's a great start. And you could add something to the yogurt, to the flavoring, to make it, like, really add something. Tortilla chips are kind of like a hack to any meal you're making. You can just crush them up, and if you're smart with how you add them, you can really add a nice crunch. Just a real satisfying crunch. Tortilla chips are bitching. They're awesome. I love them. Very good. Trader Joe's sells amazing bags of tortilla chips. I like the salt ones. I just like the unsalted chips. They're so good. Amazing. Love tortilla chips. Basil. Basil's great. They're a fun character from the hit video game Amori. But I don't think that's what this individual meant. They were just referring to basil. The seasoning, but that you know, the herb. I would try it. I'm in the same ballpark as I am with tarragon. I think I said earlier that basil would add itself more. You know, if I was actually organizing these in terms, like I like did that at the very start of the previous list and then gave up. If I was actually organizing it, I'd put basil ahead of tarragon. But yeah, dill. Dill is not for me. I like pickles. I do. I'm a fan of pickles. I am also a very specific, neurotic fan of pickles in the way that I consume them. And the way that I consume pickles and enjoy them is by themselves. Ever so rarely, I'll enjoy pickle flavoring as like an additive. You know? Like a spicy burger, I think I would be willing to put a pickle on. If I was being really adventurous with a burger I got while going out to eat, I think I'd put pickles on it. Not many. I might even take some of them off, but I think I might be there for it. Jalapenos are a different story. I'm cool with that. I would prefer them. But just like the dill, you know, by itself, I could take it or leave it. I don't think that's really for me. I do think it would be fine. Like, that's a high not for me, as opposed to a low not for me. But it's not really for me. And finally, combining all of them together. How does this combo go? I think that dill would not drag it down. I would at least try it. It's an interesting combination for a sandwich. It's very herby. Normally, a lot of the sandwiches have a little bit more going on. There's not really a meat to the sandwich or some kind of dairy cheese or anything really to hold together. No condiment. It's just some herbs with tortilla chips on it and bread, all mixed together into a yogurt and flavored like that. It's a unique flavor, which is the fun of co-op sandwiches and is also the fun of Chobani flavors. Yeah, I would try it. Ketchup. I don't know if this was already suggested, but that's just not for me, Chief. I think that's pretty gross, honestly. I don't think anyone wants a yogurt Slurpee that tastes like ketchup, but maybe that's something you want. Maybe as... I don't think you just eat it. I know there's people who just squirt ketchup in their mouths because they just love ketchup so much. So maybe that's for someone. I really think that's not for me. That is low on the not for me list. That might be the lowest. I think I would try pretty much everything else on the list. I'd even try Cumless Girl before I would try ketchup. Mama Lizzie's chili oil. It is 5 in the morning. I cannot make the Mama Lizzie's chili oil. I can't do that voice right now. So that's a good idea though. It might be a little too spicy for my baby mouth. I'm pretty okay with spice. I'm not amazing with spice. I think I'm okay with it. I would be willing to try it. The chili oil flavored yogurt sounds interesting. I think it being in a cool variety like that, I'd try it. I'd give it a go. Oh god. Give me a sec. How do you... Lauganma. Okay. Yeah, that's inconclusive. I've probably had this before and was unaware that I was having it. That's going to be inconclusive because I don't know 100% what that is. It looks similar to a chili sauce of some kind, but it might not be. It might be closer to soy. It might be something completely different. It might even be some kind of curry type flavoring. I'm not sure. I don't think that's really for me. Oh, Pluie. Can I have a confession? I don't actually remember this character from... I don't really remember this character from Deltarune. I didn't unlock Pluie. I did Deltarune Chapter 1 mostly without this person being there for the playthrough. They were there for chapter 2. We hung out and we played Delta Room. But in this case, I don't think I ever saw Pluie. I think I saw their file, which had Pluie on it. But I don't really remember what the gags were for Pluie. I just remember it not leaving a lasting impression on me because it was just kind of a stupid joke. I'm going to have to learn more about Pluie before, you know, chapter 3 and 4 come out. They come out in 2 months. Yeah. I'll handle that. Alright, we got 3 chip varieties. We got barbecue, sour cream, and onion. And salt and vinegar. I decided to go with the hair bags for each of these. Hares is my favorite variety of chip. It's pretty local. Delicious. Highly recommend Hares bags of chips. They're all great. None of my favorites is on here. Salt and pepper. Cracked sea salt and pepper and like the kettle chip is my favorite chip. The Hares variety of that is phenomenal. It is... Oh, it's almost sweet with how it tastes with the pepper, but it's delicious. Phenomenal chip. I am not a big fan of Lay's because I have known the power of Hares. Or hers. I actually don't know how to pronounce it. Fake fan. It might be hers. Another... If it is hers, that should have been another sign, Rosa. I would try barbecue. I think that's a would try. I would try sour cream and onion. And I think I would try salt and vinegar. I would not like it, probably. Salt and vinegar is a very strong taste. I've had the chips before. It's not a chip I love to get. When I eat that kind of junk food, like those kinds of chips, I like something that I can eat it and get the satisfaction of whatever I'm eating. Then I can just roll up the bag, put it off to the side, and, like, you know, I didn't think about it. Which is probably not great that I snack without thinking about what I'm snacking on, but don't worry about that. The thing about salt and vinegar is you can't not think about what you're eating when you eat salt and vinegar. At least I can't. I know what I'm putting in my mouth when I eat a salt and vinegar chip. And it is not a pleasant experience. I don't hate the flavor. It's just the vinegar is so prominent. Especially depending on the chip you get. Sometimes it's saltier, sometimes it's more vinegary. And the more vinegary the chip is, the more you can't help but notice the vinegar. And I just don't like that. I like being able to snack without... It's so weird. I like my snacks when they're not super crazy. Okay? I don't need a super crazy snack. I need a snack that is, like, comforting. That's, like, easy on the mouth to go down, and I enjoy it. That's why I like tortilla chips. They're very simple. With meals, I'm okay with getting a little bit more adventurous. I'm okay with my food being a little spicier, with being a little bit more vinegary, with being a little bit more crazy. Because when I'm eating a meal, that's what I'm doing. I'm there to eat the meal. When I'm snacking, I'm doing something else, usually. I'm like watching a show, or I'm playing a video game, or I'm writing, or I'm doing something, and I'm snacking on something. I want it to be something that is comforting, not distracting. Salt and vinegar chips are distracting. So when I'm eating a yogurt that's flavored like a salt and vinegar, that's a little distracting. Though usually when I eat yogurt, I'm not doing anything else because it's so small. Like, why would I bring yogurt downstairs to eat, or wherever the hell I'm going? It's like, I'm not focusing on anything when I'm eating yogurt. So maybe it would be fine. That's why I'm putting it in would try, but it's a little bit nebulous. Okay. Plain. Just plain yogurt. I mean, it's just plain yogurt. I try it. Just plain Chobani yogurt. I'm pretty sure that already exists, but yeah, okay. Silk Song flavored yogurt. That just tastes like nothing. It's inconclusive. I don't even know if the game exists. Like, yeah, they said it's gonna come out this year, but what if it's like a Warner Bros. Tax write-off? What if it's a ghost? Nah. Silksong will exist, I promise. I would be trying it. I would certainly try it. In fact, I might even say it's a good idea. I'm gonna put it in a good idea. I'm not gonna put it in scrumptious because I don't know what the game is like yet, but I think it's a good idea that they made a sequel to Hollow Knight. It's a pretty good game. Red Bull. Red Bull is somehow even worse than Monster. Like, Monster is already unappetizing for me. Red Bull is somehow even worse. And the reason for that is the only time in, like, my entire life I've ever gone out of my way to get a Red Bull, other than, like, the 1 or 2 times I've had it, and I didn't like it, was one time when I was really fucking sick. I was sick for, like, a week. I had the flu, I threw up a lot, and I was just given a Red Bull. For some reason, I don't remember why. I had, like, a lot of Powerade, but then I just had, like, a Red Bull. Because I had to focus for something. I don't really remember. I don't even know if it was... Maybe I'm just imagining this. Maybe it wasn't even a Red Bull. I don't know. That sounds weird now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe that wasn't even a Red Bull. It's not something I'm interested in. It's another energy drink. Not for me. Girl, come. That's going in... It's going all the way up here, folks. It's, you know... Yeah. Oh, Monster. Oh, there you are. Right. Oh, yeah, that's the Monster Variety Pack. Well, here's just Monster. Not for me. I guess I'll put it ahead since I just said it's somehow less appetizing. Mystery. Mystery flavored yogurt. That falls in the same category as Gachapol. I chose to think it was flavored based on the mystery from Paper Mario The Thousand-Year Door, which can include a poison shroom. It's pretty inconclusive, though. It can include other things that are delicious. But, yeah, you know, it's a mystery. Who knows what you're getting. You know what pisses me off? This is also a tangent. I'm going on a lot of tangents. It's 5 in the morning. There is an Airhead flavor that's, like, mystery flavored, right? I think people have determined it's, like, kind of cherry-ish. Hold up, let me look this up. Mystery flavor Airhead. And I thought it's a combination of leftover standard Airhead flavors from different batches, resulting in a unique and unpredictable taste. They vary from batch to batch, making it impossible to pinpoint a consistent taste. Oh, never mind. Oh, never mind. I'm totally wrong. I thought it was consistent. No, it's inconsistent. Okay, that's way cooler. That is way cooler. Yeah, it's gonna taste like, you know, a mix-up of just the flavors that already exist. That's what they did. They totally had all this leftover flavor and they just added it and made it a mystery flavor. So you can't pinpoint. That makes so much sense. I thought that it was a consistent flavor and they just called it mystery and they never revealed what the flavor was. And I was pissed off that they never did and they never, like, made new mystery flavors. No, they've been making the same mystery flavor. It's just that the mystery flavor changes because it's leftover batch, like, gunk. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Never mind. I now suddenly have more respect for Airheads. Yeah, so that's going to be inconclusive anyway. This is mystery yogurt. Maybe it's like all the leftover yogurt flavors mixed. Oh, don't say that. It's going in asterisk. It's finest in that case. I'm going to put it inconclusive because it might be good. It's like Gachapol, you know. Oxygenated piss. This means that it's effectively... I had to look this up because I was like so flummoxed by what oxygenated piss was. Oh god, I can't read that. There's no way. We really got to zoom in. Uh-oh. Careful on the zoom-ins. Some of those are a little crazy. Urine is not normally oxygenated in the way that blood is. Instead, urine has its own oxygen tension, which is lower than that of blood. This means there's less dissolved oxygen in the urine than there is in blood. And the urine oxygen level can change depending on factors like hydration and breathing supplemental oxygen. So ultimately, what oxygenated piss is either an illogical concept or just piss that has been hydrated. And if that's what it is, then yeah, alright. Cheddar. This is what I'm talking about. I mentioned this earlier, how I don't think this is something I would want to consume. But it would be fine as a dip. But literally, the one yogurt flavor I have actually tried, even though it wasn't even on here, but it was something I self-created. It was just macaroni and cheese, like crap mac. I had one bite of it. I think I would try it. I think it would be fine. It'd be B tier alongside the crap mac. Last line. Dehydrated piss. That's just kill it with fire. Come on, hydrate, okay? That just makes me upset for the person who had to do this. Is this yogurt produced in an Amazon truck? Just driving from place to place dehydrated? They just... I don't even want to think about it. Turpentine. Don't consume turpentine. I know turpentine for two things. One, it's an ingredient in Fallout 3. I mean, okay, I know turpentine for what it is actually used for. It's like fucking... It's a sticky sealant. Okay? It's an adhesive. But also, it's flammable. And it is used in the creation of the Nuka-Cola grenade from Fallout 3. Which is very fun. I like making those. And it's also given to some children by parents who are not very smart, who give their children turpentine, and it causes massive health problems down the line. But they insist it's a miracle cure. Don't do it. Asterisk finest. I'm just putting it there out of principle alone. One sip of it in the form of a yogurt cup is probably not going to hurt you long term. But I'm just putting it in asterisk finest for the fact that I don't want it to exist in any way, shape, or form. This is probably the grossest one. Infected gallstone. I know I said a lot about bandages, but I don't even want to zoom in. Honestly, just avert your eyes. I'm going to zoom in. Avert your eyes. This is what came up when I searched up infected gallstone. It just looks so... They're like coffee beans in like a sausage liver. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's really bad. No thanks. No thank you. Everyone, I wish you all a healthy gallbladder, and if it must be removed for one reason or another, I wish the process goes smoothly, painlessly as possible. The bill is not insane. I wish everything is well. I'm just... If it's like that flavor, it has to die. It has to go into asterisk finest. No thanks. Water from one of the springs. From... Where is that? I gotta zoom in again. One more time. They're so long. Oh, from one of the springs from Ranma half. Ranma 1/2. I don't know how you say the show's name. I'm familiar with Ranma. I have not watched it. I'm also familiar with the concept of a spring. You remember what I was saying earlier about how bath water is super bacterial? If you want the most bacterial water on the fucking planet, you're getting it from air vents at the ocean. It's like the bottom of the ocean. Or you're getting it from hot springs. No. Absolutely asterisk finest. Maybe it's like curative water that can heal you. But if it's hot spring water like this, it's loaded. It's loaded with bacteria. Bad bacteria, too. You're gonna get dysentery from that shit. No, thank you. Latex. That's just gross. Luckily, I do not have a latex allergy. If I did, this would put me into anaphylactic shock. I don't want that. But I don't have a latex allergy. So it's just gross. It's just not something I want to eat. You know, latex is cool and all. Not to consume. Not to consume it. I don't really want to consume latex yogurt. A book from one of those free libraries. That's gonna taste like age. That's gonna taste like it's been there for a very long time, presumably. I don't really want that. That's going in gross. Temflakes. I have a lot to say about Temflakes. I know we're almost done, but just let me say my piece about Temflakes, okay? What the fuck are they? Every time I look up Temflakes, what comes up is like a box of cereal. People just assume it's like cornflakes, but instead it's Temmie. You know, Temmie's cornflakes, essentially. I don't imagine cornflakes, okay? I don't imagine cereal. Maybe that's what it is. I always imagined it like cat food. Like flakes of cat food. Because Temmie is a cat creature in Undertale. But I'm uncertain. Maybe there is a legitimate product of Temflakes that exists in this world. I am almost surprised that Toby has not capitalized on this if he hasn't. Or hell, I'm surprised Temmie hasn't capitalized it. I'm sure it would be allowed. Yeah, that's inconclusive for me. It's hard to really pinpoint. I'm not going to say inconclusive. I think I would definitely try Temflakes. They have a fascinating pricing scheme where they can be very expensive or incredibly cheap. They can be cheaper than resell. So that leads me to believe that they're easy to produce, but they can be a luxury, but they also don't heal the player for much. I think they heal you for 2 HP, which is some of the worst healing in the game. The only healing that's worse is the cup ramen when you make it the legitimate way in a non-sans fight. So yeah, I'm gonna say that it's something I would try, but I'm very, very unoptimistic for how it would taste. Salmonella. That's an easy asterisk finest. That's the easiest shit of my life. If I know that it's going to have salmonella in it, you know what? You know what? I wouldn't try it. I'm going to put that in Kill with Fire. The fact that it tells me that it's... Yeah, no. I was going to say the fact that it tells me it's made of that means that we can just burn it. But all this other shit is in here, and it tells me that it's in there, so I just wouldn't try it. But, you know, Salmonella doesn't get a free pass for that. No. Soccer ball. Just a ball. Just a ball. That's kind of gross. Either it tastes like the factory it was made, or it tastes like the field it was played. That was a cool rhyme. Unintentional. Almost done. Hemorrhoids. That's a fucking no from me, Chief. No. No. No thanks. I know hemorrhoids are not life-threatening. They're not bad. I'm sure people have tasted hemorrhoids for one reason or another. But I really don't want that. It sounds thoroughly not my stuff. Whether it's an inner hemorrhoid or an outie hemorrhoid, no thanks. But if something smells, it's usually the butts. Yeah, I'd give it a try, I guess. Turtle smell. Turtles do have a bit of a smell to them, huh? They smell like the river or creek that they swim in. Don't kill it with fire. I love turtles. That's kind of gross, though. And finally, something very easy to rank. The first tier list Rosa made of this channel. Just the whole thing. Oh, that includes painting it. Done. Apparently that was 151 files. Oops. Oh well. That has been 150/151 more yogurt flavors. My throat is not having a great day. I recorded maybe 6 hours of Hollow Emblem earlier, And then I recorded Elden Ring on top of that, playing with my friend. And now I just went and recorded this. Hoo boy, I have made a lot of content today. I was very productive. But now it is time for rest. It is time to make this and put it out there. And it's done. I'm not making any more of these. It was fun while it lasted. I had a lot of fun making it. It's very silly. I am much less exasperated this time. The first time I was exasperated is because I spent so long working on it. I did most of the work this time. So it really was just setting the tier list up, which took 2 seconds, and then I just did it on a rip. And very unstressful. Just fun. I think this was cool. It's not to say that I will not spend... Oh my god, I took 2.5 hours. It's not to say I will not spend the same amount of time making silly stuff in the future. But just for the Chobani tier list, I think we can send it off into the sunset. It's done. Okay. I will save, and I will post, and it will be the true tier. I guess I should give this a name, huh? Gormless. There you go. That has been the Chobani tier list. It doesn't even have a letter. It's just Gormless. We're done here. We're done here. Well, yeah. When I come back next time, it will be a new concept that I have spent way too much time on. But, you know, we'll just have to wait for that next time. Have a great day. Enjoy your life. Don't try any of these yogurt variety flavors, probably. Except for, like, all the stuff up here. Maybe try this, maybe. Though half of them, I don't know, like pizza. No. Just bye. Have a good one.